Hey everybody, let's talk about something really powerful and important, self-actualization. It's about becoming everything you're capable of becoming. It's about living a life that's true to you. It's about courage, about vulnerability, about showing up as your authentic self, even when it's hard. We're going to spend the next hour digging deep into self-actualization, drawing inspiration from the incredible work of psychologist Abraham Maslow. He gave us a roadmap, a way to understand this journey we're all on. Think of this video as a guide, a toolkit for unlocking your full potential. We'll explore 10 practical, actionable steps you can take to move closer to self-actualization, to living a life that's full of meaning and purpose. This isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about embracing the messiness of being human, choosing to grow, to learn, to become a little braver, a little more authentically every single day. Are you ready? Let's do this.
Self-awareness is the cornerstone of self-actualization. It's about taking off the masks we wear for the world and getting real, getting honest with ourselves about who we are, what we feel, what we want. It's about acknowledging our strengths, and yes, our struggles too. Because let's be honest, we all have them. This journey inward, it can be a little daunting, right? It's like looking in a mirror after a long time, really seeing ourselves. We might not always like what we see. We might notice things we've been avoiding, things we wish were different. But here's the thing, my friends, self-awareness isn't about judgment. It's about acceptance. It's about recognizing all the messy, beautiful, complicated parts of ourselves and saying, yeah, that's me. And in that space of radical self-acceptance, something incredible happens. We open ourselves up to the possibility of growth, of change, of becoming who we're meant to be.
Goals, my friends, are not just about achieving something external, like getting a promotion or buying a bigger house. They're about aligning ourselves with our values, with what truly matters to us. Think of your goals as a compass, guiding you towards a life that feels meaningful and fulfilling, a life that reflects who you are at your core. When we set goals that are rooted in our values, we tap into an incredible source of motivation and purpose. So take some time to reflect on what truly matters to you. What are your passions? What kind of impact do you want to make on the world? What kind of person do you want to become?
You know, we often talk about this idea of comfort zones, those cozy spaces where everything feels familiar and safe. But here's the thing about comfort zones. They might feel secure, but they're also the death of creativity, innovation, and yes, even personal growth. True growth happens when we dare to step outside of what's comfortable, when we embrace the unknown with open arms and a willingness to learn and evolve. Think about it. Every time we try something new, whether it's learning a new skill, traveling to a new place, or simply having a conversation with someone with a different perspective, we open ourselves up to a world of possibilities. We challenge our preconceived notions, expand our understanding of ourselves and the world around us, and ultimately become more well-rounded individuals. But stepping outside of our comfort zones can be scary, right? It's vulnerable. It means risking failure, judgment, and the unknown. And that's precisely why it's so important. Vulnerability, as uncomfortable as it may feel, is the birthplace of courage, creativity, and personal growth. It's where we find our authentic selves, our true potential, and the strength to live a more wholehearted life. So I encourage you to embrace the discomfort of growth. Take that leap of faith. You might just surprise yourself with what you're capable of achieving when you dare to step outside of the familiar and embrace the transformative power of personal growth. Let's delve deeper into what it means to step outside of our comfort zones. Imagine your comfort zone as a bubble. Inside this bubble, everything is predictable, you know what to expect. And there's a sense of control. But outside this bubble lies the unknown, a realm filled with uncertainty and potential challenges. It's natural to feel apprehensive about stepping into this unknown territory. Our brains are wired to seek safety and avoid risks. However, it's in this very space of uncertainty that the magic happens. When we push ourselves beyond the familiar, we tap into a reservoir of untapped potential. We discover strengths we never knew we had and develop resilience in the face of adversity. Consider the story of a young artist who spent years perfecting their craft within the confines of their studio. Their work was good, but it lacked a certain spark. One day they decided to take a leap of faith and showcase their art in a public gallery. The experience was nerve-wracking, filled with self-doubt and fear of rejection. But it was also exhilarating. The feedback they received, both positive and constructive, pushed them to refine their skills and explore new techniques. This bold step outside their comfort zone not only elevated their art, but also opened doors to new opportunities and collaborations. Similarly, think about the entrepreneur who leaves a stable job to start their own business. The journey is fraught with uncertainties, financial risks, and sleepless nights. Yet it's through these challenges that they learn invaluable lessons about perseverance, adaptability, and innovation. The initial discomfort of stepping into the unknown eventually gives way to a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment. It's important to remember that stepping outside of our comfort zones doesn't always mean making grand, life-altering changes. It can be as simple as trying a new hobby, joining a club, or striking up a conversation with a stranger. These small acts of courage accumulate over time, gradually expanding our comfort zones and building our confidence. Let's take a moment to reflect on the concept of failure. Often, the fear of failure is what holds us back from taking that leap. But what if we reframe our perspective on failure? Instead of seeing it as a setback, we can view it as a stepping stone to success. Each failure carries valuable lessons that contribute to our growth. Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, famously said, "I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His relentless pursuit of innovation, despite numerous failures, eventually led to one of the most significant inventions in history. Embracing failure as a natural part of the learning process allows us to take risks without the paralyzing fear of making mistakes. It encourages a growth mindset, where challenges are seen as opportunities for development rather than threats to our self-worth. Another aspect of stepping outside our comfort zones is the willingness to embrace change. Change is inevitable, and resisting it only leads to stagnation. When we open ourselves up to change, we become more adaptable and resilient. We learn to navigate life's uncertainties with grace and confidence. Consider the story of a community that faced a natural disaster. The residents were forced to leave their homes and rebuild their lives from scratch. The initial shock and devastation were overwhelming, but the community came together, supporting one another through the difficult times. In the process, they discovered a newfound sense of unity and strength. The experience of stepping outside their comfort zones and facing adversity head-on brought them closer and made them more resilient as a community. Now, let's talk about the role of curiosity in stepping outside our comfort zones. Curiosity is a powerful motivator that drives us to explore the unknown. When we approach new experiences with a curious mindset, we become more open to learning and growth. Curiosity allows us to see the world through a lens of wonder and possibility. It encourages us to ask questions, seek new perspectives, and challenge our assumptions. Think about the scientist who embarks on a journey of discovery, driven by a relentless curiosity to understand the mysteries of the universe. Their willingness to venture into uncharted territory leads to groundbreaking discoveries and advancements in knowledge. Similarly, in our own lives, cultivating curiosity can lead to personal breakthroughs and transformative experiences. It can inspire us to pursue new interests, develop new skills, and connect with people from diverse backgrounds. By nurturing our curiosity, we create a mindset that embraces change and seeks out opportunities for growth. Let's also consider the importance of self-compassion in this journey. Stepping outside our comfort zones can be challenging, And it's essential to be kind to ourselves along the way. Self-compassion involves treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer to a friend. It means acknowledging our fears and insecurities without judgment and giving ourselves permission to make mistakes. When we practice self-compassion, we create a supportive inner environment that encourages risk-taking and resilience. We become more forgiving of our shortcomings and more willing to embrace the learning process. Remember, growth is not a linear path. There will be ups and downs, successes and setbacks. But each step we take outside our comfort zones, no matter how small, contributes to our overall development. It's also important to surround ourselves with a supportive community. Having a network of friends, family or mentors who encourage and believe in us can make a significant difference. They can provide valuable feedback, offer guidance, and celebrate our achievements. In times of doubt or fear, their support can be a source of strength and motivation. Let's not forget the role of mindfulness in this journey. Mindfulness involves being present in the moment and fully engaging with our experiences. When we practice mindfulness, we become more aware of our thoughts, emotions, and sensations. This heightened awareness allows us to navigate the discomfort of stepping outside our comfort zones with greater clarity and intention. Mindfulness helps us stay grounded in the face of uncertainty and reduces the tendency to react impulsively to challenges. It enables us to approach new experiences with a sense of curiosity and openness, rather than fear and resistance. By cultivating mindfulness, we develop the ability to respond to life's challenges with greater resilience and adaptability. We learn to embrace the present moment even when it feels uncomfortable, and find strength in our ability to navigate the unknown. As we continue to explore the theme of stepping outside our comfort zones, let's consider the impact it has on our relationships. When we step outside our comfort zones, we open ourselves up to new connections and deeper relationships. We become more empathetic and understanding of others' experiences and perspectives. This willingness to engage with people from diverse backgrounds enriches our lives and broadens our horizons. It allows us to build meaningful connections based on mutual respect and shared experiences. Think about the traveler who immerses themselves in a new culture, learning the language, customs, and traditions of the people they meet. This experience not only deepens their understanding of the world, but also fosters a sense of global citizenship and interconnectedness. Similarly, in our everyday lives, stepping outside our comfort zones can lead to more authentic and fulfilling relationships. It encourages us to be vulnerable and open with others, creating a space for genuine connection and mutual growth. Let's also consider the role of creativity in this journey. Creativity thrives in an environment of exploration and experimentation. When we step outside our comfort zones, we give ourselves permission to think outside the box and explore new ideas. This willingness to take risks and embrace uncertainty fuels our creative potential. Think about the musician who experiments with different genres and styles, pushing the boundaries of their art. This exploration leads to innovative compositions and a unique artistic voice. Similarly, in our own lives, stepping outside our comfort zones can ignite our creativity and inspire us to pursue new passions and projects. It encourages us to see the world through a fresh lens and find innovative solutions to challenges. By embracing the discomfort of growth, we unlock our creative potential and discover new ways to express ourselves. As we wrap up this exploration of stepping outside our comfort zones, let's take a moment to reflect on the journey ahead. It's a journey filled with challenges, uncertainties, and moments of vulnerability. But it's also a journey of discovery, growth, and transformation. Each step we take outside our comfort zones brings us closer to our true potential and a more fulfilling life. So I encourage you to embrace the discomfort of growth. Take that leap of faith. You might just surprise yourself with what you're capable of achieving when you dare to step outside of the familiar and embrace the transformative power of personal growth. Remember, the magic happens outside your comfort zone. It's where you find your authentic self, your true potential, and the strength to live a more wholehearted life. So go ahead, take that first step and embark on the journey of a lifetime. As you stand at the edge of your comfort zone, looking out at the vast expanse of possibilities, remember that you are not alone. Many have walked this path before you, and many will walk it after you. Each journey is unique, but the common thread is the courage to step into the unknown. Embrace the journey with an open heart and a curious mind. Trust in your ability to navigate the challenges and celebrate the victories along the way. The journey of stepping outside your comfort zone is a lifelong adventure filled with endless opportunities for growth and self-discovery. So take a deep breath, gather your courage, and take that first step. The world is waiting for you. In conclusion, stepping outside our comfort zones is not just about facing our fears, it's about embracing the full spectrum of human experience. It's about living a life that is rich, vibrant, and deeply fulfilling. It's about discovering who we truly are and what we are capable of achieving. So, as you go about your day, I encourage you to look for opportunities to step outside your comfort zone. It could be something small like trying a new food or striking up a conversation with a stranger, or it could be something big like pursuing a lifelong dream or making a significant life change. Whatever it is, know that each step you take outside your comfort zone is a step towards a more authentic and fulfilling life. Embrace the journey and remember that the magic happens outside your comfort zone. But stepping outside of our comfort zones can be scary, right? It's vulnerable. It means risking failure, judgment, and the unknown. And that's precisely why it's so important. Vulnerability, as uncomfortable as it may feel, is the birthplace of courage, creativity, and personal growth. It's where we find our authentic selves, our true potential, and the strength to live a more wholehearted life. So, I encourage you to embrace the discomfort of growth. Take that leap of faith. You might just surprise yourself with what you're capable of achieving when you dare to step outside of the familiar and embrace the transformative power of personal growth. It means risking failure, judgment, and the unknown, and that's precisely why it's so important. Vulnerability, as uncomfortable as it may feel, is the birthplace of courage, creativity, and personal growth. It's where we find our authentic selves, our true potential, and the strength to live a more wholehearted life. So I encourage you to embrace the discomfort of growth. Take that leap of faith. You might just surprise yourself with what you're capable of achieving when you dare to step outside of the familiar and embrace the transformative power of personal growth. And that's precisely why it's so important. Vulnerability, as uncomfortable as it may feel, is the birthplace of courage, creativity, and personal growth. It's where we find our authentic selves, our true potential, and the strength to live a more wholehearted life. So I encourage you to embrace the discomfort of growth. Take that leap of faith. You might just surprise yourself with what you're capable of achieving when you dare to step outside of the familiar and embrace the transformative power of personal growth. Vulnerability, as uncomfortable as it may feel, is the birthplace of courage, creativity, and personal growth. It's where we find our authentic selves, our true potential, and the strength to live a more wholehearted life. So I encourage you to embrace the discomfort of growth. Take that leap of faith. You might just surprise yourself with what you're capable of achieving when you dare to step outside of the familiar and embrace the transformative power of personal growth. Is the birthplace of courage, creativity, and personal growth. It's where we find our authentic selves, our true potential, and the strength to live a more wholehearted life. So I encourage you to embrace the discomfort of growth. Take that leap of faith. You might just surprise yourself with what you're capable of achieving when you dare to step outside of the familiar and embrace the transformative power of personal growth. It's where we find our authentic selves, our true potential, and the strength to live a more wholehearted life. So I encourage you to embrace the discomfort of growth. Take that leap of faith. You might just surprise yourself with what you're capable of achieving when you dare to step outside of the familiar and embrace the transformative power of personal growth and the strength to live a more wholehearted life. So, I encourage you to embrace the discomfort of growth. Take that leap of faith. You might just surprise yourself with what you're capable of achieving when you dare to step outside of the familiar and embrace the transformative power of personal growth. So, I encourage you to embrace the discomfort of growth. Take that leap of faith. You might just surprise yourself with what you're capable of achieving when you dare to step outside of the familiar and embrace the transformative power of personal growth. Take that leap of faith. You might just surprise yourself with what you're capable of achieving when you dare to step outside of the familiar and embrace the transformative power of personal growth. You might just surprise yourself with what you're capable of achieving when you dare to step outside of the familiar and embrace the transformative power of personal growth.
Authenticity. It's a word we hear a lot these days, but what does it really mean? In a world where social media, societal norms, and external pressures constantly shape our perceptions, the concept of authenticity can often feel elusive. We are bombarded with images and messages that tell us who we should be, how we should act, and what we should strive for. Amidst this noise, finding and embracing our true selves can be a daunting task. At its core, authenticity is about having the courage to be yourself, to show up in the world as your true, genuine self, without apology or pretense. It's about embracing your uniqueness, your quirks, your imperfections, and letting your true colors shine through. Imagine a world where everyone felt free to be their authentic selves, where differences were celebrated rather than judged. Such a world would be rich in diversity, creativity, and genuine connections. But here's the thing about authenticity. It takes courage. It requires us to face our fears, to confront the parts of ourselves that we may not like, and to stand firm in our truth even when it's uncomfortable. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act in spite of it. When we choose authenticity, we choose to be brave, to step into the unknown, and to trust that who we are is enough. It takes courage to be vulnerable, to let down our guard, and to show the world who we really are, especially in a world that often tells us we need to be someone different, someone better, someone more acceptable. Vulnerability is often seen as a weakness, but in reality, it is a profound strength. It is through vulnerability that we connect with others on a deeper level, that we build trust, and that we create meaningful relationships. We spend so much time trying to fit in, to please others, to meet societal expectations, that we often lose sight of who we are at our core. The desire to belong is a fundamental human need, but when it comes at the cost of our authenticity, it can lead to a sense of emptiness and disconnection. We may find ourselves living lives that look good on the outside, but feel hollow on the inside. We hide our true selves behind masks of perfection, people-pleasing, and fear of judgment. These masks may protect us from criticism and rejection, but they also prevent us from experiencing true connection and fulfillment. When we hide who we are, we deny ourselves the opportunity to be seen and loved for our true selves. We may feel safe, but we also feel isolated and alone. But the truth is, authenticity is not about being perfect. It's about being real. It's about showing up as we are, with all our flaws and imperfections, and knowing that we are worthy of love and acceptance, just as we are. Perfection is an illusion, a standard that is impossible to achieve. When we strive for perfection, we set ourselves up for failure and disappointment. Authenticity, on the other hand, is attainable and liberating. It's about embracing our imperfections, our flaws, and our vulnerabilities as part of what makes us unique and beautiful. Our imperfections are not something to be ashamed of. They are what make us human. They are the cracks through which our light shines. When we embrace our imperfections, we give ourselves permission to be fully human, to make mistakes, and to grow. So, I encourage you to find the courage to be yourself. Embrace your quirks. Celebrate your imperfections. Recognize that your uniqueness is your greatest strength. The world doesn't need more people who conform to a standard. It needs more people who are willing to be themselves, who are willing to stand out and make a difference. When you embrace your true self, you inspire others to do the same. Let go of the need to please everyone and focus on being true to yourself. People-pleasing is a never-ending cycle that leaves us feeling exhausted and unfulfilled. When we prioritize others' approval over our own authenticity, we lose touch with our true selves. It's important to remember that we cannot control how others perceive us, but we can control how we show up in the world. Because when you show up as your authentic self, you give others permission to do the same. Your authenticity becomes a beacon of light that guides others to their own truth. It creates a space where others feel safe to be themselves, where they feel seen and valued for who they are. Authenticity is contagious. It inspires and empowers those around us. You create a ripple effect of authenticity that spreads outward, touching the lives of everyone you encounter. This ripple effect can transform communities, workplaces, and relationships. When we lead with authenticity, we create environments where people feel valued and respected, where they can thrive and contribute their best selves. The courage to be yourself is not just a gift to yourself, it is a gift to the world. Imagine a world where everyone felt free to be their authentic selves, a world where differences were celebrated rather than judged. Such a world would be rich in diversity, creativity, and genuine connections. It would be a world where people felt empowered to pursue their passions, to express their unique perspectives, and to contribute their gifts to the collective good. One way to cultivate authenticity is through self-reflection. Take time to explore your values, beliefs, and passions. Ask yourself what truly matters to you, what brings you joy, and what makes you feel alive. Journaling, meditation, and spending time in nature can be powerful tools for connecting with your inner self. The more you understand and embrace who you are, the more confidently you can show up as your authentic self. Another important aspect of authenticity is setting boundaries. It's essential to prioritize your well-being and to protect your energy. This means saying no to things that don't align with your values and yes to things that nourish your soul. Setting boundaries can be challenging, especially if you're used to putting others' needs before your own, but it's a crucial step in honoring your authenticity. Creative expression is another powerful way to embrace your authenticity. Whether it's through art, music, dance, writing, or any other form of creativity, expressing yourself allows you to connect with your true essence. It gives you the freedom to explore and share your unique perspective with the world. Creativity is a celebration of individuality, and it can be a profound source of joy and fulfillment. Surrounding yourself with a supportive community is also vital for nurturing authenticity. Seek out people who accept and celebrate you for who you are, who encourage you to be your true self, and who inspire you to grow. A supportive community provides a safe space for vulnerability, where you can share your journey and receive encouragement and feedback. Together, you can create a culture of authenticity that uplifts and empowers everyone involved. Practicing self-compassion is another key element of authenticity. Be gentle with yourself, especially when you make mistakes or face challenges. Remember that you are a work in progress and that growth is a lifelong journey. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a dear friend. Self-compassion allows you to embrace your humanity and to navigate life with grace and resilience. Authenticity also involves standing up for your beliefs and values, even when it's difficult. It means having the courage to speak your truth and to advocate for what you believe in. This can be challenging, especially in a world that often pressures us to conform, but it is a powerful way to live in alignment with your true self. When you stand up for your beliefs, you inspire others to do the same, and you contribute to positive change in the world. Living authentically brings a deep sense of joy and fulfillment. When you align your actions with your true self, you experience a sense of harmony and peace. You feel more connected to yourself and to others, and you find greater meaning and purpose in your life. Authenticity allows you to live a life that is true to who you are, and that is the greatest gift you can give to yourself and to the world. Sharing your story is another powerful way to embrace authenticity. Your experiences, challenges, and triumphs are unique to you, and they have the power to inspire and connect with others. When you share your story, you create a space for others to share theirs, and you build a sense of community and understanding. Your story is a testament to your journey, and it is a valuable contribution to the collective human experience. Reflecting on your journey and acknowledging your growth is also important. Take time to celebrate your progress and to honor the steps you've taken towards authenticity. Recognize the courage it takes to be yourself and to live in alignment with your true self. Your journey is a testament to your resilience and strength, and it is something to be proud of. As you continue on your journey towards authenticity, remember that it is a lifelong process. There will be challenges and setbacks, but there will also be moments of profound growth and transformation. Stay committed to being true to yourself and trust that you have the strength and courage to navigate whatever comes your way. The journey towards authenticity is not always easy, but it is always worth it. In conclusion, the courage to be yourself is a powerful and transformative force. It allows you to live a life that is true to who you are, to connect with others on a deeper level, and to contribute your unique gifts to the world. Embrace your authenticity, celebrate your uniqueness, and let your true colors shine. The world needs your light, and you have the power to make a difference by simply being yourself.
In our fast-paced, always-on world, where the demands of work, family, and social obligations seem never-ending, it's all too easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of thoughts, worries, and to-do lists that constantly swirl around in our minds. We often find ourselves juggling multiple tasks at once, trying to meet deadlines and striving to keep up with the relentless pace of modern life. It's a common experience to feel overwhelmed by the sheer volume of responsibilities and expectations placed upon us. The constant barrage of emails, notifications, and messages can make it difficult to find a moment of peace. We become so engrossed in our daily routines and obligations that we lose sight of the present moment, our minds perpetually racing from one task to the next. We spend so much time ruminating about the past, replaying old memories, and second-guessing our decisions. We worry about the future, anticipating potential problems and stressing over what might happen. This constant mental chatter can leave us feeling drained and disconnected from the here and now. We often miss out on the beauty and fullness of the present moment, the simple pleasures that life has to offer. But what if I told you that the key to unlocking your full potential, to experiencing true peace and fulfillment, lies in the power of now? Imagine being able to fully immerse yourself in each moment, to experience life with a sense of clarity and presence. This is the essence of mindfulness, a practice that has the power to transform our lives in profound ways. Mindfulness, at its core, is about bringing our full attention to the present moment without judgment. It's about being fully aware of our thoughts, feelings, and sensations as they arise, and accepting them without trying to change or control them. This practice allows us to cultivate a deeper sense of awareness and connection to ourselves and the world around us. It's about savoring the simple joys of life, appreciating the beauty that surrounds us, and fully experiencing each moment as it unfolds. When we practice mindfulness, we learn to slow down and pay attention to the present moment, rather than getting lost in our thoughts or worries. We become more attuned to the sights, sounds, and sensations of the world around us, and we begin to notice the richness and depth of our experiences. Mindfulness is not about emptying our minds or stopping our thoughts. It's about becoming aware of our thoughts, our feelings, and our bodily sensations without getting swept away by them. It's about observing our inner experiences with a sense of curiosity and openness rather than judgment or resistance. This practice helps us to develop a greater sense of self-awareness and emotional intelligence. It's about observing our thoughts and emotions with a sense of curiosity and compassion rather than judgment or resistance. When we approach our inner experiences with kindness and understanding, we create a space for healing and growth. We learn to accept ourselves as we are, with all our imperfections and vulnerabilities, and we begin to cultivate a sense of inner peace and contentment. When we practice mindfulness, we create space between ourselves and our thoughts. This space allows us to see our thoughts and emotions more clearly, without getting entangled in them. We learn to recognize our habitual patterns of thinking and reacting, and we develop the ability to choose how we respond to different situations. This sense of spaciousness and clarity can have a profound impact on our overall well-being. We learn to observe our thoughts without getting caught up in them. This practice helps us to develop a sense of detachment and perspective, allowing us to see our thoughts as temporary and fleeting, rather than as absolute truths. We begin to understand that our thoughts are just mental events, and we have the power to choose how we relate to them. We develop a sense of spaciousness and clarity that allows us to respond to life's challenges with greater wisdom and equanimity. When we are mindful, we are better able to navigate difficult situations with a sense of calm and composure. We become more resilient and adaptable, and we are able to approach challenges with a sense of curiosity and openness, rather than fear or resistance. One of the most powerful ways to practice mindfulness is through mindful eating. This involves paying full attention to the experience of eating, from the taste and texture of the food to the sensations in our bodies. By eating mindfully, we can develop a healthier relationship with food and cultivate a greater sense of gratitude for the nourishment it provides. Another way to practice mindfulness is through mindful walking. This involves walking slowly and deliberately, paying attention to the sensations in our feet and legs and the movement of our bodies. Mindful walking can help us to feel more grounded and connected to the present moment, and it can be a powerful way to reduce stress and increase our overall sense of well-being. Mindful breathing is another simple yet powerful practice. By focusing our attention on the breath, we can anchor ourselves in the present moment and create a sense of calm and relaxation. Mindful breathing can be practiced anywhere, at any time, and it can be a valuable tool for managing stress and anxiety. Mindful listening is an important aspect of mindfulness that can enhance our relationships and communication. By fully focusing on the person we are listening to, without interrupting or judging, we can create a deeper sense of connection and understanding. Mindful listening allows us to be more present and attentive in our interactions with others, and it can help to foster greater empathy and compassion. Mindful self-compassion involves treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer to a friend. This practice can help us to develop a more positive and nurturing relationship with ourselves, and it can be especially helpful during times of difficulty or stress. By practicing self-compassion, we can cultivate a greater sense of inner strength and resilience. Mindful gratitude is another powerful practice that can enhance our overall sense of well-being. By taking time each day to reflect on the things we are grateful for, we can shift our focus from what is lacking in our lives to what is abundant. This practice can help us to cultivate a greater sense of appreciation and contentment, and it can have a positive impact on our mental and emotional health. Mindful movement practices, such as yoga or Tai Chi, can also be a valuable way to cultivate mindfulness. These practices involve moving the body with awareness and intention. Paying attention to the sensations and movements of the body, mindful movement can help to improve our physical health, increase our flexibility and strength, and promote a sense of relaxation and well-being. Engaging in creative activities mindfully can also be a powerful way to practice mindfulness. Whether it's painting, drawing, writing, or playing music, creative activities can help us to express ourselves and connect with the present moment. By focusing our full attention on the creative process, we can experience a sense of flow and immersion that can be deeply fulfilling and rejuvenating. In our digital age, practicing mindful technology use is becoming increasingly important. This involves setting boundaries with our devices, taking regular breaks from screens, and being intentional about how we use technology. By practicing mindful technology use, we can reduce the negative impact of digital distractions on our well-being and create more space for meaningful and fulfilling activities. Mindful work involves bringing our full attention to the tasks we are working on and taking regular breaks to rest and recharge. By practicing mindfulness at work, we can increase our productivity, reduce stress, and enhance our overall sense of satisfaction and fulfillment in our professional lives. Mindful rest is also an important aspect of mindfulness. This involves taking time to rest and relax and being fully present in the experience of rest. By practicing mindful rest, we can recharge our energy, reduce stress, and improve our overall sense of well-being. Mindful play involves engaging in fun and enjoyable activities with full attention and presence. Whether it's playing with children, engaging in a hobby, or simply having fun, mindful play can help us to experience joy and connection in the present moment. Mindful connection involves being fully present and attentive in our interactions with others. By practicing mindful connection, we can deepen our relationships, enhance our communication, and create a greater sense of connection and belonging. Mindful reflection involves taking time to reflect on our experiences, thoughts, and feelings. By practicing mindful reflection, we can gain greater insight and understanding into ourselves and our lives, and we can cultivate a greater sense of self-awareness and personal growth. Mindful intention setting involves setting clear and meaningful goals and intentions for our lives. By practicing mindful intention setting, we can create a greater sense of purpose and direction, and we can align our actions with our values and aspirations. Mindful acceptance involves accepting ourselves and our experiences as they are, without judgment or resistance. By practicing mindful acceptance, we can cultivate a greater sense of inner peace and contentment, and we can develop a more positive and compassionate relationship with ourselves. Mindful compassion involves extending kindness and compassion to others. By practicing mindful compassion, we can create a greater sense of connection and empathy, and we can contribute to the well-being of others and the world around us. Mindful gratitude is a powerful practice that can enhance our overall sense of well-being. By taking time each day to reflect on the things we are grateful for, we can shift our focus from what is lacking in our lives to what is abundant. This practice can help us to cultivate a greater sense of appreciation and contentment, and it can have a positive impact on our mental and emotional health. Ultimately, the power of now lies in our ability to be fully present in each moment. By practicing mindfulness, we can cultivate a greater sense of awareness, connection, and fulfillment in our lives. We can learn to appreciate the beauty and richness of the present moment, and we can experience a deeper sense of peace and well-being. So take a moment to pause, breathe, and bring your attention to the present moment. Embrace the power of now, and discover the profound impact it can have on your life. The journey to mindfulness begins with a single step, and each moment is an opportunity to practice and grow. Embrace the present and unlock the true potential of your mind and heart.
We're hardwired for connection as humans, longing for that feeling of belonging and being seen for who we truly are. It's in the tapestry of these connections, these shared experiences of joy and sorrow, that we find a sense of purpose and meaning. Vulnerability, as scary as it can feel, is the bridge that allows us to connect authentically with others. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, to let down our guard and show up as our true selves, we create a space for deeper, more meaningful connections. It's in these moments of shared vulnerability that true intimacy blossoms. Think about the people in your life who truly see you, who love you not despite your imperfections, but because of them. These are the relationships worth cherishing, the ones that nourish your soul and help you become the best version of yourself. It's not always easy, this business of being vulnerable. It takes courage to show up in our relationships with our whole hearts, flaws and all. But the rewards, the depth of connection and love that we experience, make it a journey worth taking.
Creativity. It's not just about painting masterpieces or writing symphonies. It's about tapping into that wellspring of imagination and innovation that resides within each and every one of us. It's about bringing something new into the world, whether it's a new recipe, a new business idea, or a new way of looking at an old problem. Many of us have bought into the myth that creativity is a gift reserved for a select few. But the truth is, we are all creative beings. We're born with that spark of creativity burning bright within us. Think back to your childhood. Remember the days spent lost in imaginary worlds, building forts out of blankets and turning cardboard boxes into spaceships. That was pure, unadulterated creativity in action. Somewhere along the way, we start to internalize the message that we're not creative enough, that our ideas aren't good enough. We let fear and self-doubt stifle our creative voices, dimming that inner spark. But here's the good news. It's never too late to rekindle that flame.
Gratitude. It's a word that gets tossed around a lot these days, but what does it really mean to live a grateful life? To truly understand gratitude, we need to delve deeper into its essence and how it can transform our daily existence. It's not about ignoring the challenges or difficulties we face, but about choosing to focus on the good, the beautiful, and the things that bring us joy, even amidst the struggles. Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff, looking out at a breathtaking sunset. The sky is painted with hues of orange, pink, and purple. In that moment, you have a choice. You can focus on the beauty before you, or you can let your mind wander to the worries and stresses of your day. Gratitude is about making the conscious decision to appreciate the sunset, to let its beauty fill your heart and mind. Many of us live in a constant state of striving, always reaching for the next goal, the next accomplishment, the next shiny object. We are conditioned to believe that happiness lies just beyond our reach, in the next promotion, the next purchase, or the next milestone. But what if we paused for a moment and looked around? What if we took stock of what we already have and found contentment in the present? We get so caught up in what we lack that we forget to appreciate what we have. Our minds are often preoccupied with thoughts of scarcity, of what's missing from our lives. But when we shift our focus to abundance, we begin to see the richness that surrounds us. The laughter of a child, the warmth of the sun on our skin, the comfort of a cozy home. These are the treasures that make life meaningful. Gratitude is a conscious choice, a deliberate shift in perspective that allows us to see the abundance that already exists in our lives. It's about training our minds to focus on the positive, to savor the simple pleasures, and to appreciate the people and experiences that make life worth living. This shift doesn't happen overnight. It requires practice and intention. But with time, it becomes a natural part of our thought process. It's about training our minds to focus on the positive, to savor the simple pleasures, and to appreciate the people and experiences that make life worth living. Think about the joy of sipping a hot cup of coffee on a chilly morning, the satisfaction of completing a good book, or the comfort of a heartfelt conversation with a friend. These moments, though small, are the building blocks of a grateful life. It's about recognizing that even in the midst of hardship, there is always something to be grateful for. Life is not without its challenges, and there will be times when gratitude feels elusive. But it is precisely in these moments that gratitude can be most powerful. It can be a beacon of light in the darkness, a reminder that there is still good to be found. It might be the roof over our heads, the food on our table, the love of family and friends, or simply the breath in our lungs. These are the constants that we can rely on, the anchors that keep us grounded. When we take the time to acknowledge and appreciate these blessings, we cultivate a sense of peace and contentment that can carry us through even the toughest times. Meditation and mindfulness practices can be powerful tools in cultivating gratitude. By taking a few moments each day to sit in stillness and reflect on the things we are grateful for, we can train our minds to focus on the positive. This practice can help us develop a deeper sense of appreciation for the present moment and all that it holds. Another way to cultivate gratitude is through acts of kindness and expressions of thanks. Writing a thank you note, giving a compliment, or performing a small act of service can not only brighten someone else's day, but also reinforce our own sense of gratitude. These actions create a ripple effect, spreading positivity and appreciation throughout our communities. At the end of each day, take a moment to reflect on the things you are grateful for. This simple practice can shift your mindset and help you end the day on a positive note. Whether it's a journal entry, a mental list, or a conversation with a loved one. Acknowledging the good in your life can foster a sense of gratitude that carries into the next day. Sharing our gratitude with others can also deepen our connections and strengthen our relationships. When we express our appreciation for the people in our lives, we create a bond of mutual respect and understanding. This can lead to more meaningful interactions and a greater sense of community. Nature can be a profound source of gratitude. The beauty of the natural world, from the majesty of a mountain range to the delicate petals of a flower, can inspire a deep sense of wonder and appreciation. Spending time in nature, whether it's a hike in the woods or a walk in the park, can help us reconnect with the world around us and remind us of the abundance that exists beyond our daily routines. Practicing gratitude in a group setting can also be incredibly powerful. Whether it's a gratitude circle, a support group, or a community event, sharing our experiences and hearing others' stories can amplify our own sense of gratitude. It can remind us that we are not alone in our struggles and that there is always something to be thankful for. Reflecting on past experiences and memories can also evoke feelings of gratitude. Looking through old photographs, reminiscing about happy times, and recalling the lessons learned from difficult moments can help us appreciate the journey we have been on. It can remind us of the growth we have experienced and the people who have supported us along the way. Finally, setting intentions for the future with a mindset of gratitude can help us approach our goals with a sense of purpose and positivity. When we frame our aspirations in terms of what we are grateful for, we can pursue them with a sense of joy and fulfillment, rather than a feeling of lack or inadequacy. In conclusion, shifting our perspective to one of gratitude is a powerful way to enhance our well-being and enrich our lives. It allows us to see the beauty in the everyday, to find joy in the simple moments, and to appreciate the abundance that surrounds us. By making gratitude a daily practice, we can cultivate a sense of peace, contentment, and connection that can carry us through life's ups and downs. So, take a moment today to reflect on the things you are grateful for. Embrace the practice of gratitude and watch as it transforms your life in ways you never imagined. Remember, it's not about having everything you want, but about appreciating everything you have. Gratitude is a journey, not a destination. It's a way of living that can bring more joy, peace, and fulfillment into your life. So, start today and let gratitude be your guide. We've all felt that pull, haven't we? That tug of war between our responsibilities and our desires, between what we need to do and what we want to do. It's a universal experience, this feeling of being stretched thin, like a rubber band about to snap. We live in a world that demands so much from us, constantly pulling us in different directions. It's no wonder we often feel like we're walking a tightrope, trying to maintain our balance without falling. The feeling of being pulled in a million different directions, like we're on a tightrope trying not to fall. Imagine yourself high above the ground, each step precarious, each movement calculated. The city below is bustling with life, but up here, it's just you and the rope. One wrong move, and you could lose your footing. This is how life often feels, a delicate balance where one misstep can send everything tumbling down. Work, relationships, our own well-being. It can feel impossible to find a sense of balance. We juggle so many roles and responsibilities, each one demanding our time and energy. Our jobs require our focus and dedication. Our relationships need nurturing and attention, and our own well-being often takes a back seat. It's a constant struggle to keep all the balls in the air without dropping any. But let me tell you, the pursuit of balance isn't about achieving some perfect Instagrammable life. It's not about having everything in perfect harmony all the time. Life is messy, unpredictable, and full of surprises. Embracing imperfection means accepting that things won't always go as planned, and that's okay. It's about finding beauty in the chaos and learning to navigate the ups and downs with grace. It's about recognizing that we are whole beings with diverse needs. We are not just our jobs or our relationships. We are a complex tapestry of interests, passions, and desires. Each aspect of our lives contributes to our overall well-being, and it's important to honor and nurture all of them. Whether it's pursuing a hobby, spending time with loved ones, or taking care of our physical health, each piece of the puzzle is essential. Seeking balance means acknowledging that our energy is finite. We only have so much to give, and it's crucial to manage our energy wisely. Just like a battery, we need to recharge regularly to function at our best. This means setting boundaries, saying no when necessary, and prioritizing self-care. It's about understanding our limits and not pushing ourselves to the point of burnout. We can't pour endlessly from an empty cup. If we don't take the time to replenish ourselves, we won't have anything left to give to others. Self-care is not selfish. It's a vital part of maintaining our overall well-being. Whether it's taking a break, indulging in a favorite activity, or simply resting, we need to fill our own cups before we can pour into others. It's about understanding that when we neglect one area of our lives, the others suffer too. Our lives are interconnected, and neglecting one aspect can create a domino effect that impacts everything else. For example, if we neglect our health, it can affect our work performance and our relationships. If we ignore our relationships, it can lead to feelings of isolation and loneliness. It's all connected, and finding balance means paying attention to all areas of our lives. It's about making choices, sometimes difficult ones, to ensure that we're showing up fully in all areas of our lives. This might mean making sacrifices or letting go of certain things to prioritize what truly matters. It's about being intentional with our time and energy and making decisions that align with our values and goals. It's not always easy, but it's necessary for our overall well-being. You know, we often talk about work-life balance, but it's so much bigger than that. It's not just about balancing our professional and personal lives. It's about finding harmony in all aspects of our existence. It's about integrating our work, relationships, hobbies, and self-care into a cohesive whole. It's about creating a life that feels fulfilling and meaningful, where each part supports and enhances the others. It's about finding harmony between our physical, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual selves. Each of these aspects is important, and neglecting any one of them can throw us off balance. Our physical health affects our emotional well-being. Our intellectual pursuits stimulate our minds, and our spiritual practices provide a sense of purpose and connection. It's all interconnected, and finding balance means nurturing each part of ourselves. It's about making space for joy and rest, alongside our responsibilities and aspirations. Life is not just about working hard and achieving goals. It's also about finding moments of joy and relaxation. It's about taking time to enjoy the simple pleasures, to rest and recharge, and to savor the present moment. It's about creating a life that feels balanced and fulfilling, where we can pursue our dreams without sacrificing our well-being. And it's a constant dance, this seeking of balance. It's not a one-time achievement, but an ongoing process. Life is always changing, and we need to be flexible and adaptable. We need to be willing to adjust our course, to let go of what no longer serves us, and to embrace new opportunities. It's about finding our rhythm and moving with the flow of life, rather than resisting it. It requires us to be present, to listen to our needs, and to adjust our course as needed. Mindfulness and self-awareness are key to finding balance. By being present in the moment, we can tune into our needs and make conscious choices. We can recognize when we're out of balance and take steps to realign ourselves. It's about being in tune with ourselves and our surroundings and making adjustments as needed. It's not about perfection, but about progress, about striving for that sweet spot where we feel grounded and whole. Perfection is an illusion, and chasing it can lead to frustration and burnout. Instead, focus on progress, on making small, incremental changes that move you closer to balance. Celebrate your achievements, no matter how small, and be gentle with yourself when things don't go as planned. Remember, it's a journey, not a destination, and every step you take brings you closer to a balanced and fulfilling life. Have you ever noticed how often we get caught up in the destination? It's a common phenomenon, one that many of us experience without even realizing it. We set our sights on a goal, a milestone, or an achievement, and we become laser-focused on reaching that endpoint. We tell ourselves that once we get there, everything will fall into place. But is that really the case? We tell ourselves, once I achieve this goal, then I'll be happy. Or, when I reach this milestone, then I'll feel successful. These thoughts become mantras that drive us forward, pushing us to work harder, strive further, and sometimes even sacrifice our present moments for the sake of that future achievement. But what happens when we finally reach that goal? Do we find the happiness and fulfillment we were seeking, or do we simply set our sights on the next destination? We get so fixated on the end game that we forget to appreciate the journey itself. The journey, with all its ups and downs, twists and turns, is where life truly happens. It's in the moments of struggle and triumph, the small victories and the lessons learned, that we find our true selves. Yet, in our quest for the destination, we often overlook these precious moments. This, my friends, is what I call the destination trap. It's a mindset that convinces us that our worth, our happiness, and our success are tied to a future point in time. It's a trap that keeps us perpetually chasing after something that always seems just out of reach. And in doing so, we miss out on the richness of the present moment. It's this belief that happiness, fulfillment, and self-actualization exist at some distant point in the future, rather than in the here and now. We tell ourselves that we'll be happy when we get that promotion, when we buy that house, when we lose that weight. But the truth is, if we can't find happiness and fulfillment in the present moment, we won't find it in the future either. Because happiness isn't a destination, it's a way of being. And it keeps us stuck in a cycle of striving, never fully present, never fully embracing the beauty of the journey itself. We become so focused on the future that we forget to live in the present. We miss out on the joy of the journey, the beauty of the process, and the lessons that come with each step we take. We become so consumed with reaching the destination that we forget to enjoy the ride. The truth is, self-actualization isn't a finish line we cross. It's not a point in time where we suddenly become complete, whole, or fulfilled. It's a continuous journey, a process of growth and evolution that never truly ends. It's about becoming the best version of ourselves, not by reaching a specific destination, but by embracing the journey and all that it entails. It's not a summit we reach, only to find another, higher peak looming in the distance. It's a series of peaks and valleys, each one offering its own unique challenges and rewards. It's about finding joy in the climb, not just in reaching the top, because the top is just a moment in time, but the climb is where we spend most of our lives. It's a continuous process of growth, evolution, and self-discovery. A journey that unfolds one step, one experience, one challenge at a time. Each step we take, each challenge we face, and each experience we have shapes us into the person we are meant to be. It's in the journey that we find our true selves, our strengths, our passions, and our purpose. So, how do we break free from this destination trap? How do we shift our mindset from one of constant striving to one of present moment awareness and appreciation? It starts with a change in perspective. It starts with recognizing that the journey itself is where the magic happens. It's about finding joy in the process, not just in the outcome. We begin by shifting our perspective. We start by recognizing that the journey itself is where the magic happens. It's in the moments of struggle and triumph, the small victories and the lessons learned, that we find our true selves. It's about being present in each moment, appreciating the beauty of the process, and finding joy in the journey. We start by recognizing that the journey itself is where the magic happens. It's in the messy middle, the stumbles and triumphs, the lessons learned and the wisdom gained, that we truly discover who we are and what we're capable of. It's about embracing the journey, with all its imperfections and challenges, and finding joy in the process. It's in the messy middle, the stumbles and triumphs, the lessons learned and the wisdom gained, that we truly discover who we are and what we're capable of. It's about embracing the journey with all its imperfections and challenges and finding joy in the process. It's about being present in each moment, appreciating the beauty of the process and finding joy in the journey. So, let's break free from the destination trap and start living in the present moment. Let's find joy in the journey and embrace the beauty of the process. Because it's in the journey that we find our true selves, our strengths, our passions, and our purpose. The journey is where we grow, where we learn, and where we become the best version of ourselves. It's where we find our true selves, our strengths, our passions, and our purpose. So, let's break free from the destination trap and start living in the present moment. Let's find joy in the journey and embrace the beauty of the process. Because it's in the journey that we find our true selves, our strengths, our passions, and our purpose. And remember, the journey is not just about us. It's about the connections we make, the people we meet, and the experiences we share along the way. It's about building relationships, creating memories, and making a positive impact on the lives of others. So let's embrace the journey, not just for ourselves, but for the people we meet and the lives we touch along the way. It's about finding joy in the simple moments, appreciating the little things in life, and being grateful for each step we take. It's about finding beauty in the process, not just in the outcome. So, let's break free from the destination trap and start living in the present moment. Let's find joy in the journey and embrace the beauty of the process. Because it's in the journey that we find our true selves, our strengths, our passions, and our purpose. The journey is where we grow, where we learn, and where we become the best version of ourselves. It's where we find our true selves, our strengths, our passions, and our purpose. So, let's break free from the destination trap and start living in the present moment. Let's find joy in the journey and embrace the beauty of the process. Because it's in the journey that we find our true selves, our strengths, our passions, and our purpose. And remember, the journey is not just about us. It's about the connections we make, the people we meet, and the experiences we share along the way. It's about building relationships, creating memories, and making a positive impact on the lives of others. So let's embrace the journey, not just for ourselves, but for the people we meet and the lives we touch along the way. It's about finding joy in the simple moments, appreciating the little things in life, and being grateful for each step we take. It's about finding beauty in the process, not just in the outcome. So let's break free from the destination trap and start living in the present moment. Let's find joy in the journey and embrace the beauty of the process. Because it's in the journey that we find our true selves, our strengths, our passions, and our purpose. The journey is where we grow, where we learn, and where we become the best version of ourselves. It's where we find our true selves, our strengths, our passions, and our purpose. So, let's break free from the destination trap and start living in the present moment. Let's find joy in the journey and embrace the beauty of the process. Because it's in the journey that we find our true selves, our strengths, our passions, and our purpose. And remember, the journey is not just about us. It's about the connections we make, the people we meet, and the experiences we share along the way. It's about building relationships, creating memories, and making a positive impact on the lives of others. So, let's embrace the journey, not just for ourselves, but for the people we meet and the lives we touch along the way. It's about finding joy in the simple moments, appreciating the little things in life, and being grateful for each step we take. It's about finding beauty in the process, not just in the outcome. So, let's break free from the destination trap and start living in the present moment. Let's find joy in the journey and embrace the beauty of the process. Because it's in the journey that we find our true selves, our strengths, our passions, and our purpose. The journey is where we grow, where we learn, and where we become the best version of ourselves. It's where we find our true selves, our strengths, our passions, and our purpose. So, let's break free from the destination trap and start living in the present moment. Let's find joy in the journey and embrace the beauty of the process. Because it's in the journey that we find our true selves, our strengths, our passions, and our purpose. And remember, the journey is not just about us. It's about the connections we make, the people we meet, and the experiences we share along the way. It's about building relationships, creating memories, and making a positive impact on the lives of others. So, let's embrace the journey, not just for ourselves, but for the people we meet and the lives we touch along the way. It's about finding joy in the simple moments, appreciating the little things in life, and being grateful for each step we take. It's about finding beauty in the process, not just in the outcome. So, let's break free from the destination trap and start living in the present moment. Let's find joy in the journey and embrace the beauty of the process. Because it's in the journey that we find our true selves, our strengths, our passions, and our purpose. The journey is where we grow, where we learn, and where we become the best version of ourselves. It's where we find our true selves, our strengths, our passions, and our purpose. So, let's break free from the destination trap and start living in the present moment. Let's find joy in the journey and embrace the beauty of the process. Because it's in the journey that we find our true selves, our strengths, our passions, and our purpose. And remember, the journey is not just about us. It's about the connections we make, the people we meet, and the experiences we share along the way. It's about building relationships, creating memories, and making a positive impact on the lives of others. So, let's embrace the journey, not just for ourselves, but for the people we meet and the lives we touch along the way. It's about finding joy in the simple moments, appreciating the little things in life, and being grateful for each step we take. It's about finding beauty in the process, not just in the outcome. So, let's break free from the destination trap and start living in the present moment. Let's find joy in the journey and embrace the beauty of the process. Because it's in the journey that we find our true selves, our strengths, our passions, and our purpose. The journey is where we grow, where we learn, and where we become the best version of ourselves. It's where we find our true selves, our strengths, our passions, and our purpose. So, let's break free from the destination trap and start living in the present moment. Let's find joy in the journey and embrace the beauty of the process, because it's in the journey that we find our true selves, our strengths, our passions, and our purpose. And remember, the journey is not just about us. It's about the connections we make, the people we meet, and the experiences we share along the way. It's about building relationships, creating memories, and making a positive impact on the lives of others. So, let's embrace the journey, not just for ourselves, but for the people we meet and the lives we touch along the way. It's about finding joy in the simple moments, appreciating the little things in life, and being grateful for each step we take. It's about finding beauty in the process, not just in the outcome. So, let's break free from the destination trap and start living in the present moment. Let's find joy in the journey and embrace the beauty of the process. Because it's in the journey that we find our true selves, our strengths, our passions, and our purpose. The journey is where we grow, where we learn, and where we become the best version of ourselves. It's where we find our true selves, our strengths, our passions, and our purpose. So, let's break free from the destination trap and start living in the present moment. Let's find joy in the journey and embrace the beauty of the process. Because it's in the journey that we find our true selves, our strengths, our passions, and our purpose. And remember, the journey is not just about us. It's about the connections we make, the people we meet, and the experiences we share along the way. It's about building relationships, creating memories, and making a positive impact on the lives of others. So, let's embrace the journey, not just for ourselves, but for the people we meet and the lives we touch along the way. It's about finding joy in the simple moments, appreciating the little things in life, and being grateful for each step we take. It's about finding beauty in the process, not just in the outcome. So let's break free from the destination trap and start living in the present moment. Let's find joy in the journey and embrace the beauty of the process. Because it's in the journey that we find our true selves, our strengths, our passions, and our purpose. The journey is where we grow, where we learn, and where we become the best version of ourselves. It's where we find our true selves, our strengths, our passions, and our purpose. So, let's break free from the destination trap and start living in the present moment. Let's find joy in the journey and embrace the beauty of the process. Because it's in the journey that we find our true selves, our strengths, our passions, and our purpose. And remember, the journey is not just about us. It's about the connections we make, the people we meet, and the experiences we share along the way. It's about building relationships, creating memories, and making a positive impact on the lives of others. So, let's embrace the journey, not just for ourselves, but for the people we meet and the lives we touch along the way.
As we bring this conversation to a close, I want to leave you with a sense of hope, possibility, and unwavering belief in your own potential. The journey of self-actualization is a deeply personal one, filled with its own unique twists, turns, and triumphs. Remember, you are not alone on this path. We all stumble, we all question, we all have moments of doubt, but it's in those moments of vulnerability when we allow ourselves to be seen, to embrace our imperfections, and to show up authentically, we truly connect with our own humanity and with the shared human experience. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of self-actualization. Remember, achieving your full potential is a continuous process of self-discovery, growth, and self-improvement. By incorporating these 10 ways into your life, you can move closer to becoming the best version of yourself. Keep going, keep growing, and never stop believing in the power within you. To create a life filled with purpose, meaning, and authentic joy.